Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. We are here today with a continuation of the needle book, and I'm also going to call it a stitch play video because inside this needle book I created on one page I needed to either put some of my wool patches on or I should embroider on it. So I did a little bit of embroidery on here, and I'm going to start another needle book, another page with this, because I already did this last night and it was too dark to film. So I'm going to film this right now on one of the pages for a new needle book. I'm going to try creating needle books with combination stitches on each page, just a line like this, instead of my patches. Put them up in my shop and see if they sell. So let's start. This would be great in your journal of stitchery. It would be good as any practice piece added to any stitching. There are two stitches here. The up and down buttonhole stitch in green and chain stitches, or an elongated chain stitch. Let's start with the up and down buttonhole stitch. So I am, okay, let's start, and you will see stitches on the side, on the back side of it, like this. So here we go. I'm going to come up in the bottom of my fabric and go up. So we bring our needle, I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch because I'm going to be doing blanket stitch all the way around. And let's come up and an up and down buttonhole stitch. I want my thread, I want my line of my vine to be going up this way. So a buttonhole stitch, you point your needle towards the thread. So let's just start like this, pointing it towards the thread. You're going to take about 1/4 of an inch bite, and your needle is above your working thread, like that. And I'm going to lay my thread down. We just did a stitch where our needle is pointed towards the thread to get a buttonhole stitch. Now we are going to turn our needle the opposite direction at the base, just over top of that thread that we just made. We're going to stick our needle in, and we're going to come out at a little bit of a V-shaped angle because I want to be able to put little flower buds on the inside. And you take your working thread and wrap it clockwise around your needle, underneath your needle. And you see how I'm holding it with my thumb, the thread. And that's almost like making a chain stitch. But now you're going to pull the thread towards you and make a knot. That's an up and down buttonhole stitch. Let's do it again. Place our thread down because I want my vine meandering. Buttonhole, think of it as a buttonhole and then a chain. So let's put our needle, I'm going to go about 1/2 inch away and go take a bite of my wool and a buttonhole stitch. Your thread is underneath, your needle's over top, and you pull. Buttonhole stitch. Now we are going to put our needle in just over top of this thread we just made, right next to it. And then we are going to go on an angle out because I want my buds, I want it like a V shaped. I want to be able to put a flower in there with other thread. Take your working thread, go clockwise around or under the needle, and we're going to pull. See, that would make a chain stitch, but we are going to now pull our thread towards us to get a knot. And we're going to do that again. Lay our thread down where we want our stem to go, and I'm trying to do 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. So I go take a bite with the needle pointing towards me, always the needle above the working thread. Put the needle just over the thread we just laid down, and it's like we're making a chain stitch, but we're going to point it in a little V like that. Take our working thread as if we're making a chain stitch under and clockwise around that needle, and when you looks like you've made a chain, pull it towards you and you have the up and down buttonhole stitch. Again, let's lay our thread down, and I'm going to make a little bite. Thread, needle always above the thread, and needle just over the thread in an angle, in a V shape. And we take our working thread, go under clockwise around the needle and pull, and it looks like a chain, and then we pull it towards us, and so you have that little opening that you may or may not be able to see. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to do it a little bit faster. Yeah, I wanted to turn around. I want to show you how to turn around and go down. So I'm going to do it quicker. So if you can rewind and watch how I did that slow. So I wanted my vine to curve. So I'm positioning that. Take a bite, buttonhole, and make a similar chain, and then pull it towards me. Buttonhole. V. Make a chain. And pull it towards you. My thread is still meandering, so I'm going like needle towards me, needle away from me, like I'm making a chain stitch, and then pull towards me. I'm going to make this my top stitch, my highest stitch. So let's go a bite towards me. My needle away from me. Okay, come on. Oh, and my 6 strands are coming apart here. Like we're making a chain stitch. And my husband's home and doesn't know I'm videoing. Okay, so now we are going to bring this thread down because we want it to look like a vine, like this. So we're going to lay the thread down, and the blanket stitch, I'm going to make a small bud up here. So my thread is down, just laying beside the thread that's there, and I'm going to make a small stitch. And then I'm going to put the needle away from me, make a little chain, and pull the thread now towards me. I'm going to straighten out these threads. And okay, there we are. So we are laying our threads down like this, and I'm going to be staggering my next bud stitch in between the ones on the opposite side. So I am going to go like this, and honey, I'm filming right now. And then we go towards us, and he's pissed off. Oopsie. And let's go here, around, and down. Lay the thread beside it. You see how it's making a nice line just by laying the thread down beside it. And we're doing the buttonhole stitch like this towards us, then away from us. But we wrap the thread around the needle like a chain, and then we pull it like a knot. And let's try to do this a little faster. Towards us. Let's see how I'm going to hold this towards us. It's going to go in between here. And away from us. You see how I always maneuver the fabric so my needle, whoops, that's a really big V. Don't want our flower that big. Go around like a chain and then pull it towards you. Lay the thread down next to the existing vine. Put our needle away from us. Make a little V, chain stitch, and pull it towards us. Lay the thread down, 2 more stitches to go. Place our needle away from us in a V, around like a chain, and pull towards us. And the last one, lay the thread down. Let's detangle this thread. And the last one we're going to make, buttonhole. And then we insert our needle just past the thread into a V, make a chain, and pull towards us. And I want my stem to be a little bit thicker, so I am going to leave room for an elongated chain stitch. So my last one is going to go down there. Oh boy, the thread is getting separated. And I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to make a chain stitch. So 1/3. I left room for 2 equally spaced stitches and equally spaced needle marks. Go up. So this is a chain stitch. Your thread goes up and around your needle. And let's just bring this down above it. And if there's a hole, which there does seem to be a little hole, let's just come back in here. I didn't have to do this with the other one. It just fit beautifully. But this one we have a little space. So let's just fill in that space like this. Okay, perfect. So let's tie that up. Your green is finished. That's the vine. And we are now going to take 2 different colors. I needed to do the whole vine stitch to show you how to turn around and come back. So we've done that. We're going to do light pink, a large elongated chain stitch. I'm going to do 3 of them, so the video is not that long. So we're going to come up in between the V right there. So I'm using light pink around the inside. We're doing a chain stitch. Arc your thread clockwise, go down the same hole, and wrap the thread clockwise around the needle. So you're making a chain stitch. Tuck the pink inside the bud, and a chain stitch is just where you put the needle just over top of the thread. I am going to elongate it a bit. Okay, and if you need to fluff it, meaning with your eye of your needle, just move the green threads a little bit so it looks like a little bud. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Whoa, okay, I pulled too hard because this really went down far. Again, we're making a chain stitch down the same hole, and tuck the flower in. We might have to move the green out of it. Make sure it's snug, and let's just go over, not right over. We're going to elongate the stitch a little bit because that's just how I like my flowers. And I'm going to do one more on camera. Come out at the bottom of the green V. Arc your thread clockwise. Go down the same hole. Come up. Wrap the thread clockwise around the needle. And you're making a chain stitch. And an elongated chain stitch is, instead of putting your needle just over the round thread, you extend it a bit. All right, so that is 3 elongated chains. I'm going to take my brighter pink and I'm going to come up just inside that chain. Just up, just inside the chain, and I'm going to make a small tiny little chain. Because it's going to be hard to grab that, I'm going to do a stab stitch by going down the same hole. Oh, I'm getting tangled underneath here. Okay, where are we here? I've got to... I'm going to bring this thread just to the front to just get it out of my way. Okay, it's not going to stay there. I'm going to take it out. It's just going to stay there for now. So we came up inside. We went down the same hole. Okay, and then we are going to come up. We're making a chain coming up inside, and it's a very small stitch. Pull it snug, and then you're just going to go down just over top of that thread that you just looped. There we go. See how pretty that color looks by adding it there? You're just adding that splash of color. I'm going to come up between, arc my thread, go down the same hole, okay, arcing it, and now I'm going to come up and we're making a small little chain stitch, and I'm going to actually go down in this bottom of the light pink extended bit, which you're still inside that little circle. So you're just filling in the chain stitch, and I'll do one more. You come up at the bottom of the inside of that chain, and you're making a smaller chain on the inside, so straight down. I'm going to come up inside and make a chain and go down. Oh, don't make a knot. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to continue filling those in. I just wanted to show you how that is, and let's have a look at that close up. Needle books. I'm going to make an combination stitch on each page of a new needle book, and that needle book will be listed in my Etsy shop, and we'll see if anyone has any interest in it. And I hope you like that stitch, and you can use it in any hand stitching that you're doing as part of a decorative stitch. I will be working on this what I'm going to call a slow stitched piece. I'm going to practice that stitch. I'm just going to do a little line on here in different colors, and I'll be showing you that as it'll be like a stitch play that I'm going to show you working on this one and a stitch in the needle book, I guess. So off I go. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye for now.